Yeah. Well, I heard my man say audio. No, we just learned through reports yesterday. I think it was maybe shortly before, shortly after practice. I can't even remember at this point because my whole attention's been on Montana to get our team ready. But just hearing reports, and then our staff reached out to a family representation of the Balls, and they did say that that was their intent.
Weren't you angry, upset, disappointed?
No, I'm not angry. I try not to get angry. This is a tough business on the court dealing with. I get really angry at missed free throws. It's just a pet peeve of mine. But I try not to. It's what I can control, Jim. And that's really what it is all about. And LiAngelo has been, since coming back, he's been tremendous as far as been to all his classes. He's met all the tutors, all the mentors. He's done exactly what's been asked of him. So I don't think it's angry. I think it was just more maybe surprised. If you're looking for one word, maybe it was surprised because it's nothing that we saw coming.
Have you since talked to LiAngelo or his father, and how, I would assume disappointment is the word given all the time he spent recruiting with his family and LeVar and the players that any of them have talked to you?
Yeah, I've not spoken to him, and again, this is all hit, and I've literally tried to watch as many tapes as I can on Montana, and Coach Grace's scout, and we've been working feverishly through the days and nights just getting our guys ready. That's my main focus. Is we really put this into a 4-game deal, and this is our 4th game, and I think it's probably the best team out of the 4. So that's really where my focus is. Again, it's not anything I can control. So as far as looking for an adjective of how I'm feeling, I guess what I'm feeling is I'm very excited about this group of guys out there, and I'm moving forward and doing the best I can with the guys that are in that locker room.
What was your last interaction with LiAngelo?
Just seeing him maybe through, it was either the Austin Center or Pauley Pavilion. The guys are still, probably seeing the other two probably more, but they use the facilities to work out on their own. And then through texting, of just seeing how they're doing and those type of things. So probably over the weekend, I would guess, it was over the weekend.
Coach, what does this development mean for the team, for the year? What adjustments do you make?
It's a good question. I'm not for sure on those adjustments because we've played 8 games today without Joe. So I don't know if there's an adjustment to be made. We're getting better, and that's been my whole, and that's what I'm most proud of the group of young men. We've traveled a lot. We've had our share of distractions in the last 5 weeks. We played good competition. We've won away from home. We've taken care of home. But through all that, we're getting better at both ends. And that's what I'm most proud of these guys, that they've been able to not listen to noise, not listen to distraction, not just really focus on individually, collectively getting better. So I don't know if there's an adjustment. We just keep moving forward. I know who's in our locker room. I know how we're trying to make them better at both ends, and we're just trying to get as good as we can before we hit Pac-12 play.
LeVar said he thought the coaching staff should have been more accountable for what happened in China, that tougher rules should have been enforced. Can you respond to that?
I've been doing this 27 years, playing before that. So these guys are 17, 18 years of age. So it's not like we turned them loose to go across town. They had 90-minute window to walk around an area outside of the hotel. They were told not to go individually, so they were going to be in a group. And they're young adults. So how you carry yourself at 17 and 18, I think they know what's right and what's wrong.
Does this make you check in with the other 2 guys, maybe a little bit more, to see where their heads at, to make sure that they're not thinking about
No, I think just continue the communication with them, and obviously people can make decisions. They can, I'm not going to be able to control any of that, man. It's about what people feel like is best for them and themselves. And Cody and Jalen have been terrific. They've been great talking to them. They've been great in doing the things. They haven't missed things. They haven't missed any. They're not missing classes. They're more than caught up now. They know they've got a heavy push here with finals next week. So all the reports, and I'm getting reports every week, and all the reports have been great on them as well as John. Now obviously those reports will stop, but Cody and Jalen have done very, very good in what we wanted them to do academically. So all of our communication with them has been good. So I think each of them are individual cases, so I don't think it makes us, worrisome that, something else is going to happen. Again, it's what we control. So it's just about continue the communication of what's best for them, and then obviously they got to make their own decision.
How do you think Joe projects as an NBA prospect for next season?
I have no idea on that.
Do you think this is kind of an unfortunate consequence of not having a swift resolution to the length of the suspension?
No, because we're the number one, number two. Regardless of what you look at, number one, number two public institution in the country. This place gets it. They know how to do things, and I'm fully confident. I've been right on point with everything that's happened to date as far as how things have progressed. And obviously, the young men's safety and getting them back here was the most important. Mistakes were made, and when mistakes are made, there's going to be consequences, obviously. And we're waiting to see how that's going to take place because student conduct, Office of Student Conduct's that's what happens here, and it's got to go through that process. And I think that process has started. That process is taking place, and I think we'll have resolution a lot sooner than what we have later. I would hope that we have something. I don't know a timeline yet, but I think it's going to be sooner than later.
Has he officially withdrawn from school? Everything has been about LeVar's intent to pull him out. You're in your statement, his intent. They've let us know about his intent. Is he officially withdrawn from school?
I can't officially say that that's happened. I know it's an administrative thing. I think when anybody withdraws from a university, there's a process, and I don't know all the ins and outs of that process, but I don't know, the administration probably got a better idea if those things have taken place. But to my knowledge, I don't know if there's an official withdrawal from school yet.
How does this impact your feelings about LaMelo and his status and commitment to the program?
Well, I'm not allowed to talk about recruits that have not signed any kind of NLI, so I can't comment on any recruit.
Coach, you mentioned that you learned about this from their representatives. Throughout the...
No, my staff talked to their representative after learning it from several media outlets.
But isn't it a little disappointing that during the recruitment of him, you talked and spent, I would assume, a great deal of time talking to his father, and then when this happens, his father doesn't even have the courtesy to talk to you?
Well, again, it's all out of control. I think, I don't control that, so I don't know how to answer that because I don't control what's being said on that end.
Do you plan on reaching out to either Jello or his father about what happened?
No.
Why not?
Why for? I didn't make that decision, so I'm here. I'm at Pauley every day. I'm at the Austin Center every day working. So if they need to talk, they know where to find me.
The last game, it seemed like the team was maybe have this most cohesive game. You think maybe mentally it seems like they're kind of moving past this whole ordeal?
Well, Ben, and I think that's what's getting lost in the whole thing. That and we get it. We get what the media attention is, but this team is growing, and I hope they can continue to grow. And they're doing it, really dealing with things that most teams don't have to deal with in November and December, and we're seeing that. And that's what I've been most pleased about is that they have really focused. They're growing together as a team. They are blending and gelling together as a team. We've seen great growth in the last 2.5 weeks defensively. Really good growth. We're sharing the ball. You know, our assists are going up, our turnovers are going down, we're getting better shots, and we're defending better. So that's keys going into now as we get, you know, and it really starts with Montana. This is a very good basketball team that's got veteran guys on it. They've already won at Pitt. They were in the game to the end against Penn State at Penn State, and they had Stanford on the ropes 5 minutes ago in that game. I think they were ahead at halftime. So this is a seasoned group that's going to come in here and give us everything they got. And so I'm going to be anxious to see how we just close out this 4-game homestand. But and I really, this thing hit yesterday. I do think it was either right before practice. I can't remember exact timing. It might have been right before practice, but we had a great practice. And these guys have just been resilient about the whole thing, that they've stayed focused on what they can handle, and that's trying to get better. And we're seeing them do that, and hopefully that continues.
Did you talk to them about this?
I've not.
Do you plan to?
I think they know what's going on. If we do anything, it's just to, you know, let them know that, you know, this is what we've been told, this is what's happened. But they know. I mean, obviously we got 6 freshmen, you know, so they know what's happened with Joe and what his intent is. So, and they know I'm a big guy on control what you can control. So it's not like it may be 1 or 2 sentences that I express to them, if that. But it's really about what we're going to do out on the court for the next hour and a half. It's going to be Montana and the film room the same way.
Coach, I know you, I'm sorry.
Do you know if he's reached out to any of his teammates?
I do not. No, I do not.
Coach, you're a big teacher in preparing your young men for the future. What would you tell your young men now about a life lesson learned from this experience?
The entire, you talking about the entire experience, or
Yes,
what happened in China?
Yeah, about the, and what happened yesterday as well.
Well, I'm a teacher, and we get these guys for not very long. So I'll work to, and I think we've really had great players, but we've had really good people with good parenting, you know, and I think that's something that we've been very pleased with, and this isn't anything different. I'm not here to judge parenting. I'm not here to judge how people do things. That's not what I am. I just do my best that I can do as a coach and as a teacher, and we just keep moving forward. So I think the guys understand the lessons that are to be learned, whether it's what happens on the court, what happens in the classroom, what happens away from the court, and when decisions are made, there's always a consequence to a decision. And so it's just being as smart as you possibly can and doing the right thing right all the time. And you do that, things take care of themselves.
We have time for one more question.
One more question about,
We got one more. Joe, go ahead.
As a coach and a teacher, are you disappointed, since you're not just a coach, but you're trying to lead these young men, that LiAngelo will not be following through with the consequences to be paid for what happened?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's a disappointment that, you know, there's an end to that where he didn't get to be a part of an incredible academic institution. So that's out. And he doesn't get to be a part of what I think is an incredible basketball program with great teammates and coaches that care about him. And so, yeah, there's definitely a disappointment that there's some finality to that this young man doesn't get to participate in either one of those things, because I think the academic side and what UCLA has to offer, both academic and basketball, is off the charts. And when you don't get to experience that, that's disappointing.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.